However, as we here in Germany know from years of court experience in cases with so-called structural imbalances, that means small companies, investors, consumers suing fraudulent corporations such as Deutsche Bank, VW, and most recently Wirecard. Because of the experience here in Germany, we know that the German judiciary lacks the necessary political independence to apply the law to such politically and economically powerful players. For this reason, a regional court here in Germany has just made headlines in the news when it referred a diesel fraud case against VW to the European Court of Justice, asking the court to confirm that the German judiciary lacks the political independence to decide such legal disputes correctly and without prejudice. In this situation, a real US-style class action can help. This is how it works in the United States. If a large number of persons or enterprises suffer the same type of damage, for example, monetary damage due to loss of income, because of the same conduct or infringement, the lockdown, a court of law may permit the resulting cases to be tried in a class action suit. The court will then publish this, typically in the generally accessible print media, if necessary also internationally, so that each individual who suffered such damage can decide whether or not he or she wants to join the class, that is, the plaintiff group. The advantage of the class action is that only one single complaint is filed, namely by a typical representative of the class. This is cheaper and usually faster than filing hundreds of thousands or more individual lawsuits, and it is less burdensome on the court system. Also, it avoids contradictory judgments. Most importantly, the applicable US law of evidence, the so-called discovery, helps tremendously. This requires that all evidence relevant for deciding the legal dispute must be produced and put on the court's table. In contrast to German lawsuits, that is, with structural imbalance, the ones that I just talked about, the withholding or even destruction of evidence does not remain without consequences in a US court of law. Unlike it is the legal practice here in Germany, a party withholding or even destroying evidence may easily lose the case because the court may enter a default judgment against that party. In the US, that is, not here in Germany. How this works in practice is perhaps best explained through a case in which I represented a German woman many years ago. My client suffered serious damages because of defective silicone breast implants. She underwent breast reconstruction after cancer treatment. Breast implants made by Dow Corning were used for this. These implants were defective because they leaked and caused severe damage not only to my client, but also to the child she was pregnant with. Of course, my client was not the only injured party. Therefore, because there were 170,000 of such injured people, the court allowed a class action and informed all potential claimants about this class action case worldwide through publications in the generally accessible media. That is how my client learned of the class action, contacted me, and I helped her assert her claim for damages.